Hello guys, welcome to part 4 of our video tutorial. In the last video we created the tables, and if you look at the design view, there is how it should look like. So we have the tables and then the relationships that exist between them. Today we're going to populate our tables with data. So this video is going to be short, it won't be long. So we just populate the school table with its data using SQL statements. So in order to do that, we go to the left pane and then click on the school table. From there we click on the SQL to bring the editor, and then we write our SQL statement. So in order to insert data into the table, we use the SQL insert command. So we say insert into, then we bring the table name, which is school, and then we bring a bracket and specify the columns that we want to insert the data into. So going back to our entity relationship diagram, looking at the school table, we have the school ID and then the school name. And for the school ID field, it will be automatically assigned by the database when we insert data into it. Also remember, when creating the table, we set the school ID to be auto increment, so the database will automatically assign an ID or a data into that field. So we can choose to specify for only the school name. So inside the bracket, we specify the column, which is the school underscore name. We can also add the ID field. So let's say the school underscore ID, comma, the school underscore name. We close the brackets and then we continue by saying values. We bring a bracket and then we specify the values based on the order of the column names that we provided inside the first bracket. That's this one. So because for the school ID field, the database is going to automatically assign a value there, we can leave it as empty. Then we bring a comma and then enter the value for the school name field. So one of the school instance is the School of Science. So School of Science. We close the brackets and then we bring our semicolon, and then we click on go. If there are no errors in the syntax, this data is going to get inserted into the table. So let's see. Okay, so it has given us the green check mark saying one row inserted. So we can go to the table and check if the data was actually inserted. So we click on browse. Okay, so looking under the the school, we can see that School of Science has been inserted into the school table, having an ID of 1. Okay, so let's go on and then add more data to the School of Science, to the school table. So we go back to the SQL and then we click on SQL and then we insert another value. So insert into school bracket open school ID, school underscore ID, comma school underscore name bracket close values bracket open. We bring our empty double quotes and then the school name. So School of Natural Resources. School of Natural Resources. This one too has been inserted. We can go and check by writing an SQL statement saying that select all from school. Select all from school. So if you run this query, it should print out all the data stored in the school table. So select all from school. Let's run it. So there is the output. So you can see that for the school ID, the ID for School of Science is 1 and then School of Natural Resources is 2. So let's insert 5 more. Insert into school to brackets school underscore ID, comma school underscore name values then school engineering. So what we can actually do is we can copy this statement so that we won't have to write it again. We just paste and then change the name of the school. So we click on go. Oops, error. Let's check. Insert into we forgot the C. A C in school. So school. Okay. Let's try again. Okay. You can even click on show query box after running the query. So when you click on show query box, it will just bring the query statement that you wrote, and from here you can just change the name of the school. So the next one is School of Geosciences. Geosciences. Click on go. Okay. The one that follows is School of Management Science and Law. And the last one is School of Graduate Studies. School of graduate status. Okay, so now let's write an SQL select statement to print all the data stored in the school table. So we say select asterisk. The asterisk here means that we want to select all the data from the table. So select all from, and you bring the table name, which is school. So select from all from school, and then you append it with a semicolon, and then you run it. Okay, so these are the data in the school table. We have School of Science, School of Natural Resources, School of Engineering, School of Geosciences, School of Management Science and Law, and then School of Graduate Studies. Okay, there is another way we can insert data into tables, and that is we can use the import. When you look at the menu bar, we can see an import tab over there. So let's say we are to input a lot of data into the table, and writing each query is time consuming, so we can maybe use an Excel worksheet for the data input, and then from there we can export it into the tables. So we will do that in the next video. So, and also with the help of Access, we can remove any data redundancy from our data. That will be done in the part 5 of our video tutorial. So we will end here and then continue next time. Thanks for your time. Please, if you have any doubt, you can share it in the comment section, and also I'll urge you to like the video, share it, and also subscribe to the channel so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be the first person to see it. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell too. Okay, see you later.